Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Enlightened Entrepreneur. Today I'm so excited to be having a special guest that I met recently and has a track record of working so well with clients and also has good results to prove that what she teaches actually works. And the guest I have today is Katie. Now, Katie was born and raised in Northeast Yomi coal country and grew up with a pioneering spirit and fondness for wide open space. Now, during her professional journey, she has gained experience in small business, personal finance, and leader development. One thing I like about Katie is she loves it. She's a natural-born entrepreneur and thrives when you're finding and conquering physical and mental challenges. We love challenges. I love challenges. So when I meet somebody who likes the same thing, I think, oh, we're kindred in spirit. So, Katie, welcome to the interview. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure and a great opportunity.
Incredible. Now, to get us started, I know our audience would love to know a bit more about you, where you're coming from, and what is it that you do today that maybe they can learn from, or they may want to, get hooked up with you so that they can work with you. So, bring us up to date about your experience on this journey of entrepreneurship.
Perfect. Yes. Well, thank you. So, my journey definitely started in college. Like most people, I was a finance major and had dreams of going off to Wall Street and being a big time executive. Right. All that kind of changed when I met my husband and who happens to be in the Army. And that just changed my trajectory because instead of being a career person for myself, all of a sudden I had to go into a support role where I really was supporting his career and moving every couple of years to support him, usually to a remote location. And so, at each location, I kind of had to reinvent myself in my career and what I love to do. So along the way, I gained experience in small business where you kind of have to do everything and wear many hats. I also attained my accredited financial counselor certificate, which allowed me to work with individuals one-on-one, gain more experience in coaching, and really help them back from the brink of bankruptcy. And then most recently, I worked in a leader development center where we were hosting, designing, executing really amazing leader development events, not only for cadets at West Point, but for the Army as a whole. And it's really the culmination of all these experiences kind of came together along with another move when I realized I was tired of taking what was ever available and having to reinvent myself. And I wanted to take all the experience and certifications that I had and really be of service to other people. I wanted to help other people learn how to find and leverage their natural strengths to really be the best version of themselves and to fulfill the purpose for why they are here and what they're doing. And so at that point, I started my first business, and it's really just providing strengths-based solutions for people who are looking to be more effective and efficient, and really more fulfilled and engaged, which I think we're all looking for. And so, in that I provide one-on-one executive coaching, as well as really interactive, dynamic group lessons where people can work together to be more efficient as an organization.
Incredible. You mentioned something that made me raise my eyeball there. You had to put aside momentarily what it is that you were pursuing so that you can go with your husband. What was it like during that time, putting your dreams aside a little bit?
Yeah, it can be frustrating. I mean, let's call it what it is. It's tough. You love and support him and you wouldn't make any other choices, but it just doesn't feel right on the inside. I don't know if I quite describe that. It just felt like a piece of me was missing and it wasn't being activated and called out. And, as that time grew and that time grew longer, it just was a call that I couldn't deny anymore. And so finally, I felt like I reached the point where I had the experience and certifications and desire and passion kind of all came swirling together to create the conditions for me to become an entrepreneur.
Incredible. I can't help think that in our audience, there may be somebody who is in that period where they are feeling like they've put, their dreams aside a little bit. What would you say to them to keep them focused, keep going with their dreams so that they don't completely throw it all out?
Definitely. So the first step is, I would say, spend time brainstorming. Think about things that you want to do and write down actionable goals. And so it's great to be futuristic and kind of envision this thing out in the future, but you really need to make sure that you are able to make that happen. Even if it's not going to happen for a couple years, find things that you can do every day to get closer to that vision. And I think it will really help. The second thing is to continue to learn all the time. Be out there, take advantage of all the resources out there for small businesses, listen to webinars, listen to podcasts like this, understand what other people are doing so you can learn from their experience, so you don't repeat their mistakes, but you can replicate their success. And then finally, I really would recommend getting certifications in your area of specialty. This one sets you apart from the crowd, and two really helps sharpen your skills and hone your experience so you have more to offer your clients. It's a really humble, authentic offering where you can really help and affect people.
Yeah, not only that, people want to work with an expert, and when you have these certifications or some authority, they come to you. It's much easier for them to relate to you and to find you as the person who they are willing to follow. Let's go back to those early days of you running your business. Now you've left the corporate world, or the time where you were not actively engaging into your passion. Let's talk about the transition. What had to happen for you to finally get to where you are today?
Yeah. So actually that's a benefit of the military life, is we were moving. And so it made a very clean break from one position to the next. And it was during that time that I really kind of could draw the line in the sand. This was the time where I was launching and focusing on my passions and purpose. And so as I did that, I really tried to put as many positive things out in the universe as possible. Yes. I really do believe in the power of networking and connections as long as it's authentic. And so I tapped into my wide network and just tried to be of service to them and provide them with what I was offering, with no expectations, but one, to get better for myself, and two, to help them. And it was through that wide network, when they benefited to that, they want to help you, and so they were able to introduce me to their friends, their clients, and even their organizations. And I found that to be a really great stepping off point, because it was fun to work with people that I knew and liked and respected. And was also very good for my business to then gain hold and get more experience in the, corporate and entrepreneurial world.
Incredible. I love what you say about working with your networking, because sometimes for startups, especially those in the early stage of running their own business, they may not have that network of professionals. Mm-hmm. They have their immediate family and maybe their friends from school, from church, or maybe a gym. How did you go about finding a professional network for you to plug into?
Yeah, and so that was kind of two ways. One is obviously with the Army, our network is across the country and even across the world. And so that was very natural and easy to me. And so, but I made sure to take advantage of that and maintain those relationships. It's easy to drop off the face of the earth and not talk to people, but I made sure to check in with people to ensure they knew what I was doing and share my passion with them. The second thing is really just put yourself out there. It's a little bit scary, but attend the local events with your chamber, with meetups that you see on LinkedIn, and just any organizations that you feel a kinship to or that you're drawn to, go and join. Don't sell everything all the time, because no one wants that, but just go be who you are. And I think the conversation starts naturally. It may be 3 or 4 months down the road, but when people know and like you and respect you, they're going to want to know what you do. And it starts a really fun conversation that's really organic and helpful.
Absolutely. It's so obvious to me that you actually do this thing. In my own experience as an entrepreneur, I find when I go to the networking events, like I'm due to go to a business and networking event tonight, I go out with an intention to give rather than to get and get and get.
Yes.
The most
that is 100% it. When you offer that to the world, it comes back 100-fold.
Absolutely. It's amazing, because when you give, people say, oh, why is he different, or is she different? And I hope business owners in our community will learn that fast. And I've learned that, when I give like that, the people that I give, they become my salesmen. They go out and talk about my business. And I said, where did you get, what I do? It's, I was talking to somebody, you met a networking event. They say you are the guy to speak with. And I thought, okay, so it works.
It definitely, and client testimonials is what, especially when you offer a service-based industry, they might not understand what you offer or how it's going to help them. Yes. And so when someone can really share with them unprompted how it helped and benefited them and exactly what it was, it helps take it to a whole new level and make sense in a whole new meaning.
Incredible. Now let's dive into more stuff here. What is the number one skill business owner needs to develop? In this gen of entrepreneurship, maybe other than networking we've been talking about.
Yeah. So I would say it would be a combination of grit and adaptability. And so grit is a word I love and just something that I think really expresses the need to have a passion for what you're doing. If you don't love what you're going to do, people are going to tell immediately and not want to work with you, because if you don't love it, why should they? But that being said, with that passion, it can't be fleeting and it can't be really pigeonholed. You have to be willing and able and excited to do all parts of the business, because as a small business owner, especially when you launch, you're going to be doing everything from marketing to SEO to sales to actually performing whatever service or product it is. You got the whole gamut. So you have to have a stamina and endurance to make it through those long days and nights, especially in the early period. But along with that, and kind of in with that is this adaptability to do all those different things and wear those hats and wear them naturally. If you can't keep the books in your business, it's going to catch up with you later. So I really feel like when you're able to do that and just dive in and embrace the whole process and have fun with it, the possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. I love what you say about adaptability. I've discovered that the people that adapt to the current changes and the circumstances are the ones that excel.
Yes.
The people that want to be rigid and stay focused and say, I started with this idea and I want to stay with this idea and not, respond to the market environment, they get left behind. So
exactly. Yeah. And the first few stages of entrepreneurship is just seeing what works. And so it's really, if you look at it as a learning or an experiment base for that first year, I think it's so much more helpful because you can kind of see what works, see what resonates with people, and see what's helpful. You don't want to completely lose your passion or what makes you special, but you want to make sure you're targeting it in the right area in a way that's very useful to who you're marketing to.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a question, Katie.
Yes.
In your experience with working with other entrepreneurs, what do you think makes people, don't want to be adaptable to situation?
What makes people not want to be adaptable?
Or to change, yes.
Yeah, I think people get stuck in a rut and they are so focused on what they do and how they do it and trying to tell people what they can teach them. It's kind of a push versus pull. And I feel like you have to have a little bit of both. You have to put out a little bit into what you do, but you have to have people pulling you in. Otherwise, you're just putting everything out there that's not helpful to people. And so I really think it's not having that emotional intelligence or the ability to think outside themselves and put themselves in their client's shoes.
Incredible. I was listening to Tony Robbins. I actually I'm not, you may be familiar with Tony Robbins. And he was talking about this effect of being able to change with the environment, with the market force. And he was saying the reason why people don't change is because they fall so much in love with their product than they do with their customers.
Yes, that's it.
And I thought, wow, that makes a lot of sense. So you need to evaluate. Let's suppose somebody is stuck on on that. How can they change?
I think it's really about they need to open up their mindset from an outward-based approach and really look inward. You really want to make sure that you know yourself and what you have to offer. And when you're comfortable with that, it's this confidence to do what you need to do outside of that and help people and be really of value. And so when you spend that time knowing yourself and your sweet spots, it's a lot easier to apply that in a way that's helpful for your client.
Beautiful. Let's just jump on to the next skill in your experience that you think business owner needs to develop other than the three ones that we have spoken about so far.
Yeah, so another skill that I believe is really important for business owners to develop is really the ability, like emotional intelligence. So really to be able to go into a situation, whether it be a client meeting or a presentation, and really feel the mood of the room and their customers. When they're able to do that, they're able to relate and resonate on a whole new level with their clients and provide what they need. And in the end, we're in a business where we're providing. And so when you can provide what they need, it not only achieves the mission of that session, but also sets a stage for future help and development.
Absolutely. Looking back, let me just take you to those early years when you were trying to figure this thing out.
Yes, exactly.
Of the things we've talked about, which has produced so much result in your own experience?
Yeah, and that is definitely, without a doubt, it's putting positivity out in the environment. When you have a giving mindset, it comes back to you 100-fold. So it's just word of mouth marketing is my most successful marketing. I can pour hours and weeks and months into developing different material and Google ads and, all these outbound things. But what really resonates with clients and produces the most revenue for myself is having that positivity, putting things out and genuinely wanting to help people. And when you come across that way, there's just no stopping you.
Absolutely. Now, I'm very conscious of our time here together. I know a lot of people would love to be in touch with you or to get to know exactly what you do. Can we take a few moments to talk about that?
Yes, I would love to.
Yes. So, Katie, what do you do? How do you help business owners at this point?
Yeah, and so what I'm really about is helping businesses, organizations, and individuals really make the most out of their natural talents. A lot of times we have these things that we're not even sure how to develop and utilize, but when I can work with you through individual coaching sessions and group sessions to ensure that you are activating, finding those talents, and then leveraging them in a meaningful way, I find that people are more engaged, more productive, and more profitable. And so I absolutely love working with that arena and just helping people sharpen their own spears.
Beautiful. And what is your website so people can visit that?
Yes. And so, as I mentioned, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I have two main passions.
Awesome.
So my main company.
We love serial entrepreneurs.
Yes. Yes. It's
they're the one that make the world keep on going.
Yes. Once you start, it's like tattooing or any other addiction. Once you have one, you can't stop. So my main site, and this is kind of my passion, is activateyourtalent.com. And this is really providing strengths-based solutions for organizations and individuals in 3 arenas: in physical fitness, in professional and personal development, and personal finance. My other passion project just launched, and that is empowermilitaryspouses.com. And this is really focused on a group that is close to my heart, mainly because I am one and I've just met so many amazing military spouses. And our mission is to really help develop and define the brilliance of military spouses by reconnecting them with their purpose and passion.
Absolutely. I love that. One thing which I find in you and also in many entrepreneurs we have spoken with during in our time here is you identify something that affects you and go out and make a solution for example, military spouse. I was speaking with a lady. I think you would love to connect with her. I'll give you the details after our time together. Lida Citron, who works with military spouse as well, but on the brand marketing aspect of it. We'll give you the details after this.
That would be great.
And if people wants to send you maybe an email or to connect with you, is it only these 2 sites they can find you, or you are happy to give them an email address or some social media contact places?
Yes, yeah, definitely. So I'm on, social media, you're out there. So my Twitter handle is @active, ACTIV, the number 8. You are talent, activate your talent on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook with both Empower Military Spouses and Activate Your Talent LLC on Facebook, and of course Instagram, both of those things. They'll link y'all over there. So please feel free. If not, send an email to info @empowermilitaryspouses.com.
Incredible. Let's thank you for that. Let's talk about the mindset. that business owners needs to cultivate if they're going to succeed as an entrepreneur or on this journey of entrepreneurship?
Yeah, and so the biggest thing for me is really balancing that visionary role that we're all called to be in. You have to be able to brainstorm and see a better, brighter future because of your contributions. But it's a two-way street. You also have to have the ability to break up that big, hairy, audacious goal into very small, actionable steps that you can begin each day. And so when you can kind of combine that goal setting with that visionary and then just the grit and endurance to stick through all those, that daily grind, it creates a magical combination. And I really like to liken this to physical fitness because it's something that I'm passionate about. And I started developing even before entrepreneurism, but I found the two very synergetic and very helpful. And so I kind of took the same concept and applied it to running an ultra marathon. So I had this big, crazy goal of running 100 miles in one day. And so, it sounds scary, just like starting a business, right? But when you break it down and you see the training pattern and you kind of train your body to do these things and you're smart about how you set up your course, you can accomplish it. And it's so rewarding as you're going through that process and it's actually happening after dreaming and envisioning it. It gives you that childlike joy. So I would say work on those two things, brainstorming and then the small daily steps.
Absolutely. I love the excitement, that comes through when you're talking about, how excited you'll be when you see all those things you've been working towards. It is incredible. I'll tell you a story. When we started working, with my outsourcing company, we started serving clients here in the UK. And I used to daydream that one day we're going to provide outsourcing services to some other parts of the world. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Within 2 years of doing that, we started expanding to Australia. And the thing just snowballed there. And we came over to the US. The thing is snowballing there. Just to look back and thought, we started so small and now this thing is bigger. I cannot explain the joy that you have. And if you're there as an entrepreneur, you're starting out, do not despise the small beginnings. Just keep these few things that Katie is talking about, just build them in one by one, like build upon another concept or precepts. You will be amazed at what will happen in a very short space of time. So what drives you, Katie?
What drives me? Yes. A lot. People want to know. They said they want to bottle it up. But it's really this accomplishing a mission for something bigger than me. When I work with clients and I see them make progress and I see the light go on for them where they understand what makes them unique and what gifts they have to give to the world, that will fuel me for years. It's just that is all I need to keep going. It's better than any payment, any fiscal, that you get back is really just seeing that spark in others and seeing how it's going to make a difference for them every day. If I can impact a small bit of trajectory on people, it is 100% the fire that lights that fire in me in all areas. It doesn't matter what area that is. It's addicting in a good way, but I absolutely love it. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to do that.
You, my friend, are onto big things,
I sure hope so.
Absolutely, because that is the foundation for all success. Just to be part of something bigger than you is incredible. And I hope that these same thoughts that you're sharing here, our audience will be able to take that. It is exactly the same thing for me. I'll tell you one other thing that I started doing right way back when I started, our outsourcing. I thought, I can make money through this, which was the driving force in the beginning.
Yes. You have to make money to live.
Yes, but you get to a certain point in your business that money is no longer is the primary thing. Fortunately, I got to that pretty fast, really. And you begin to think, okay, what difference am I actually making in other people? And somebody asked me when they did an interview for me, and said, at what point would you have changed the goal from making money to making a difference and adding value? And I thought about it for a moment. I thought, if I had started out this whole journey by just going out there and making difference, I would have made more money much quicker.
Yes, it's a self-repeating cycle, and you're right. And it's people sense that when you work with them, and all you're about is the money and the bottom line. They 100% feel that, and they don't resonate with that. They don't want to be just a dollar sign to you. They want to be a person. When you can personalize it, and it's this real, authentic caring, the rest of it will take care of itself, just as you mentioned.
Absolutely, and add tremendous value in the process as well. Kate, if you were to do it all over again, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently?
I would definitely trust my gut more than I did. And so, I felt like I had to have all the answers before I started out on the journey. It was like I wanted to know where I was going to end before I started. That was just the path that I was used to. I was used to having everything kind of lined out. And so looking back, I would have not been so hesitant to start putting myself out there, to continue learning, to learn by experience. And just kind of, take more coaching sessions, take more sessions, because with each experience, you provide value, but you also learn yourself. And when you learn yourself and you're constantly in this growth mindset, amazing things happen. So I wish I hadn't have trusted myself and had the confidence to go out and offer the world what I did and exactly where I was at that stage.
Beautiful. Wonderful. It's amazing. And what would you have stopped doing immediately, knowing what you know now?
Yeah, I would have stopped adding a qualifier to what I did, or just saying, I'm just a military spouse, or I only run a little bit. I feel like sometimes we want to qualify to not give ourselves the due that we deserve. We don't want to make others feel bad, so we kind of lessen ourselves, if that makes sense. And I think there's a way that you can really talk about the things that you're good at and you love doing in a way that doesn't do that. Because when it's authentic and you want to take those gifts and help them, it's a different conversation. So I would have stopped, trying to put myself down or not believing in myself as much as I should, because I do have these unique talents and they're not for everyone and they're very different. And that's exactly what I would have done.
Incredible. And I hope our audience today will learn from that as well. First of all, just believe in yourself and go out and do what needs to be done. It's okay to fail.
That's exactly it.
Absolutely, it's okay to fail. One of my expert I had on these shows was doing extremely well for himself in Australia. I asked him. He has, I think, 162 employees, generating a 7-figure income. I said to him, "What have you learned about this whole journey as an entrepreneur?"
Yeah.
He said, I learned something very important about failure. And I thought, oh, okay, he talked to me about that. And he said, I learned that if you fail, nothing else happens. People will forget and will forgive. So if you're going to fail, you might as well fail. And I thought,
yes. At least you're moving, right? Like you'll always feel being stagnant, but at least if you're moving and growing, you can learn from that failure.
Absolutely. And, there's only so many times you can fail before you figure things out.
Yes, that's spoken like a true entrepreneur. I love it.
So, you might as well just do it. So I love what you just said.
What's the worst? That you're going to do well? That's not a problem. If not, you're going to learn a really valuable lesson that hopefully you won't have to ever learn again. So to me, it's a win-win.
Absolutely. Well, we've been so privileged to have you on the show, and I'm sure our audience would love to have you back again sometime soon.
Yes.
Maybe to talk about any other important topic, maybe something that you're learning or new product that you're releasing to the market. Because I know as entrepreneurs, you're always coming across something as a problem and say, oh, we can solve this one. And of course,
exactly. I would love to. There's a lot of exciting things, whether it be strength-based parenting. I'm really big into that right now to kind of show people how they can apply these strengths not only in their professional lives, but in their personal life, as we're all trying to do the hardest job in the world, and that's being a parent. Also really passionate about wellness, whether that's individually or corporately. I'd love to talk about that. And then lastly, getting the word out to military spouses. So how do we help reignite that purpose and passion? Not only military spouses, but everyone is reconnecting with that bigger part of the center of who we are and why we're here.
Incredible. Really appreciate you giving us your time like this. Any final thoughts or parting thoughts, to our audience today before we say
Yes.
goodbye?
Yeah, exactly. So my final thoughts would be, really spend time with yourself and remember what it was that you loved to do as a child. Those are the clues to the things that we should be doing as adults. I'm not saying like the specific things, but what types of activities brought you joy and why did they bring you joy? And then how do we take that, bottle it up, and put it into our work, whether it's how we do our job or how we play after we get off work or how we parent. It's finding that natural talent and then finding ways to kind of shine and develop that so we can use that to be successful both personally and professionally. If we're having fun and we're engaged and we're loving what we're doing, you're going to do more of that. And it's a success snowball that starts. So spend that little bit of time diving within yourself to find that natural talent so you can, really apply it and help and affect the world around you.
Absolutely. Once again, thank you so much, Katie, for spending time with us. And I'm sure our business owners in the audience have a much clearer understanding of the necessary skills they need to develop to succeed on this journey. And, if you're there, I invite you to go to this website, www.activateyourtalent.com, or you just, if you're interested in the military spouse one, just go to www.empowermilitaryspouses.com, and you will be able to get in touch with Katie. Once again, Katie, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here with us. We wish you all the success and wish you all, all the good things that comes with being an entrepreneur.
Thank you. And I can't thank you enough for your time and energy and what you're doing for the community. The more we can learn together, the better. You can't build that. So I am blessed to have the opportunity and to share with others and really look forward to continuing the conversation. Please reach out to me, share your story, see how we can work together and how I can be of service to you.
Absolutely. With that said, have a great day, everyone. Whatever you do, do it with passion. There is more to be thankful for. Life is better, and go enjoy it.
Yes. Couldn't said it better myself. Have a great one.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.